Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, Gun Breakdown, a Beginner's Guide. I'm Jonathan, and today we're going to be continuing our Sig Sauer series. We are going to be talking about how to break down and clean your Sig Sauer P365x Macro pistol. Alright, let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, the first thing we would do would be put the weapon on safe, but there's no traditional safety in this firearm. So what we're going to do instead is point this weapon in a safe direction. We're going to remove the source of ammunition by depressing the mag release right here. Set that down to the side. Now we're going to do a physical and visual inspection of the chamber. So rack that to the rear. So I see nothing, I feel nothing, weapon is clear. So we're going to leave the slide racked back. Now we're going to flip the takedown lever 90 degrees clockwise. And we're going to remove the slide. Just like that. And then we're going to take off our guide rod and spring. Set that down, and then next is going to be, our barrel. All right, so we have our shooter's lube. So this is our stage 2, our oil, which we'll be using after we use our stage 1 solvent. So I'll leave that to the side. And then we have our solvent right here. So there's all different kinds of solvent and oils and stuff like that you can use for your firearm. I really like shooter's lube personally. Know that they're not sponsoring this video or anything like that. I just really like their product. I think they're solid. And granted, this order took me a while to get, but I think their product is solid. It's removed any issues I've had with carbon buildup or anything like that. It's just knocked it out of the park. All right, so moving on. So we got our solvent. So we're going to go ahead and spray down our guide rod and spring. We're going to set that down to the side. Next is going to be our trigger housing group, so get all in there. Whoops. There we go. Now we're going to spray inside of here in this little hook area. And then we're going to spray inside the barrel. We're going to let that set. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to spray the slide as well. And you really want to make sure that you get the extractor. So I'll show you that here. I'll show you that piece here in a second. Okay. We're going to get down here into the grooves of the slide. Okay, so we're going to set that down and let that run down. Now we're going to take our brush. In one of the videos, one of you guys asked me what kind of brush do I use. So it depends. So I have a wire brush. This is my wire brush, the little steel brush. And that's going to be more so for your internals, like trying to get carbon deposits, like built up carbon deposits and stuff, scraping that stuff off. Now your nylon brush, which is this one, that's going to be for your external, keeping the bluing and stuff like that, so you don't mess up the firearm, the look of the firearm. Okay, so let's get the brushing. So for those of you who want to know a little bit about the firearm, this is, as stated in the video title, this is the Sig Sauer P365x Macro pistol. I haven't personally shot it, but I've seen some reviews for it. The general consensus is that this pistol is pretty well liked. The standard magazine capacity is going to be 17 rounds, right there, 17 plus 1. For those of you who don't know what plus 1 means, plus 1 just means carrying 1 in the chamber. So for a total of 18 rounds. Also, shout out to Josh at Big Boys for letting me borrow your pistol. I appreciate that. Thank you for helping add content to the channel, man. Now, when you're cleaning, you want to make sure you get inside the mag well, because the mag well can get pretty dirty too. So we're going to set that down to the side. Then we're going to take our nylon brush. We're going to take a little bit of solvent. Okay. And then we're just going to take our brush and we're going to go after the end right here, where there's been some carbon buildup. Okay, and now that that's done, we can set this to the side, and then we're going to switch. We're going to go after the barrel, or the inside of the bore. So we're going to take our 9mm, our 9mm rod, and we're going to, or 9mm brush, and we're going to go after the inside, making sure to twist along the whole entire way. And you're going to run that through as many times as you need to, as long as, let's take a look. Still a little bit in there. That's all right. We'll spray some more in there and go after it. So you're going to run your brush as many times as you need to through your barrel. I'm going to spray a little bit more solvent. I'm going to let that soak for a little bit longer. Now we're going to take our wire brush and we're going to go after our guide rod and spring. Okay, now that's done. We're going to set that to the side. We're going to dry off our hands with our cleaning rag. As far as your cleaning rag goes, I just buy cheap white t-shirts from Walmart. I don't get anything super fancy or expensive. All you need to do is buy a 10-pack of white t-shirts, wash and dry them once or twice just to get all the little fuzzies out of them. And then they're good for an incredible amount of time. Okay, next we are going to go after the slide. So we're going to get in there. We're going to brush that down really well. You want to make sure when you're cleaning inside, or when you're cleaning your slide, that you get inside of the grooves right in here and on the opposite side. You're also going to want to get down into where the guide rod and spring set into this little hole right here. See if you can see that. Yeah, it looks like you can see it. Okay, cool. So we're going to take some Q-tips and we're going to go in there. We're going to go after that here in just 1 second. But I want to show you guys the extractor. So the extractor is this little hook piece that is, let me get a Q-tip. Your extractor is going to be this little hook piece that is right here. So that piece is imperative for you to clean in your slide. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we get in there and see, look at all that black that came out of it. Look at all that carbon. So it's imperative that you clean your extractor very well. We're going to spray this down just a little bit more. Help break that down. Okay. Now that we got that done, we're going to take our Q-tips and we are going to go after the internals in the pistol grip. Okay, so we're gonna spend a little bit more time going after the slide, the grooves right here. Okay, got that done. Now we're going to go after the opposite side. I'm going to spray a little bit of extra solvent just in case. If all you have is CLP, by the way, that's totally fine. CLP stands for Cleaner, Lubricant, and Protectant. So it's a 3-in-1. So there's nothing wrong if that's all you got to work with. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I just prefer, you know, I like my solvents as solvents and my oils as oils, you know what I mean? Not saying that CLP is bad, but it's also not the absolute best thing on the market as well. You know, it's just it's cheap and affordable. We're gonna get inside here. Set that to the side. You really want to make sure that you clean the inside. You see all that came out. You really want to make sure you get the trigger bar. Any moving piece, any moving piece inside, you're gonna want to make sure that you get inside of or under if you can, and try to clean that as much. Clean that as well as you as well as your knowledge goes to. So we're going to spray inside here a little bit more. Needs a little bit more TLC. So do note in these cleaning videos, I don't clean them as perfect as possible. I don't clean them to a air quotes military inspection. I clean them to where the firearm is going to function properly and it's going to cycle through the 8 cycles of operation properly. So there isn't, I don't necessarily believe that you need your firearm to be in pristine condition for it to operate properly. That doesn't make you a bad firearms owner. You know, I mean, it's kind of like, you know, should you, if your dog smells, you know, you're going to give them a bath, of course. But it doesn't make you a bad owner for not giving them a bath every day. It's like, no, they're a dog. Like they're meant to be kind of smell like outside and go out and have fun and play. Same thing with your firearm. It's meant to get a little bit dirty. It's meant to get a little bit down and dirty and operate just fine. Okay, now that we got that done, we'll set that to the side. We will do our oil later on. Actually, let me screw this cap back on. There we go. So now we're going to go ahead. We're going to wipe off our guide rod and our spring. Find a clean part of this shirt. Let's see, got that wiped down. Okay, we're going to spray a little bit more solvent on this. And we're going to use our fingers to help kind of spread it around. Wipe our hands off. And we're going to work our way down the guide rod and spring, clean that up. Okay, here we go. That's much better. We'll set that down to the side. Now we're going to go ahead and take a couple of Q-tips to our barrel. So we got inside there, and then we'll get on this opposite side real quick. I'll take one more to it. Cool. All right, let's run our rod through one more time. Our brush, rather. Okay, let's take a look. All right, sweet. Looks perfect to me. So we're going to set down our barrel. Now we're going to move on to the slide. And we're going to take some Q-tips to right in here. Right there. Right in here in this little pocket. Okay. Take another Q-tip, move on to the other side. All right, we're going to take a little bit more solvent and go in right here. Okay, now that we got that, we're going to take our cleaning rag. We're going to go through, we're going to wipe this down. Making sure that you get inside the grooves along the slide as well as we work our way down. Okay, now that we got that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this back together. So we're going to drop this in here. So here, actually, let me do it for you guys. So we've got our slide, we got our barrel. We're going to make sure that the hook side right here is facing down. We're going to drop this in. Just like that. Now we're going to take the flanged end of our guide rod and our spring, not the rounded nose, not the rounded end, but this end. We're going to make sure that's sitting right here inside this this little cutout, this notch right here. See if you can see that little U shape you see. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and sit that in there. Okay, now we're going to put this back together. Actually, first, we're going to put a little bit of oil on it Actually, I'm going to show you guys where to put the oil at. I'm actually not done cleaning this firearm. I am going to do this a little bit more in depth, but it's going to be the same process that I showed you guys. I just don't want to make a 30-minute video of me cleaning one firearm. So when you're putting oil on, you're going to oil right here along the slide, the trigger bar, all the internals in here. So everything, everywhere that the slide touches, the metal, where the metal touches, the other metal, you're going to make sure, or the polymer as well, you're going to make sure that you put some oil on it. So through here, inside this little cut, or inside this little hole right in here, and then right here on the spring. And then next, you're going to put oil down the grooves, let it run down into the grooves of your slide. And then you're going to put oil on your guide rod and your spring. And then when you're done with that, whoops. And then when you're done with that, you're going to put it back together. Whoops. So I wanted to show you guys something with this video. I did have to take out the whole entire internals, which was just, so there's a little pin that sits right in here. It's this pin right here. So once you take the end of a Q-tip or something small and thin like that, you just poke it out, and then you're able to remove your actual trigger housing group. I'm having an issue with trying to get the takedown lever back into position, but I will figure that out here momentarily. I just wanted to show you guys what it looked like. Okay, I figured out what the issue was. So there's some play. There's some play right here. I'm getting sweat. Sorry, I'm getting sweat all over my phone. So let's see if I can. So there's some play there, or rather there was. There we go. So there's some play right here with this bar. You see that right there. And that was preventing me from being able to move the side or the takedown lever farther than a 45-degree angle. So what I ended up doing was ended up just pushing the bar. Ended up pushing the bar up. Let's see if I can catch it. Here we go. See, I'm trying to get this little hook piece right. It's this little hook right there. See if you can see that. There we go. So just lifting this up, sliding that forward, and then dropping that back down. But see, if it doesn't catch, it's going to stay locked. It's going to stay locked in that position. So I need it to catch. There we go. Perfect. Now we have it fixed. And then as far as the reassembly, so a little bit of extra content for the video today, no problem. And I'm going to go back in and clean. Since I already have it more than field stripped, I'm just going to go ahead and go after this. But I'm going to put it back together for you guys so you can see what it looks like. So we're going to put that back in there. Okay. And now that we got that back in there, we just put in the front end, kind of slid in the back. Well, there we go. Well, rather we had it. Okay, and now that we got that back in, we're going to go ahead and put this pin back inside, right in here. And we're going to apply some force to it and get this pin back inside. There we go. Now we're going to go ahead and rack that. Or, there we go. All right, and now that we got through that with absolutely no problems whatsoever, we are going to finish putting it back together. So we got our pin back in right here to hold in our internals. We got everything lined up, and we're going to line this back up right here. We're going to rack this back to the rear. We're going to flip that, and now we're going to let this go. Now we're going to do what's called a functions check. So we're going to pull the trigger for a click, rack the slide. This time we're going to hold the trigger down, keep it held down, rack the slide again, release it for a clunk, pull it again for a click, rack it one more time, and there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for joining me today on this video and the channel. I just want to say thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the comments and criticism as well. I really appreciate that. That helps me make my videos better for you guys and better content. I just appreciate all the feedback. And yeah, that's it. Stay safe, take care, and carry every day.